oh, 5G, 5G, 5G radiation, cell phone. Oh my God, 5G, 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 the 5G, what? 5G, oh no. Yeah, 5G radiation. Everyone's freaking out about the 5G towers. 5G, oh my God. There's a lot of YouTube wannabes out there that didn't go to college for this. They're not radiologists, they're not engineers, but they know everything because they read somewhere. It says it right there. So let's debunk 5G technology. And what is 5G and why is it? I saw an acquaintance of mine put some garbage up on a site, and there's people out there, these 5G towers have to come down, Okay, first off, we need 5G. They're going up for a reason, okay? They're going up for a reason, not to go up just to go up. So all right. So 5G is basically speed. It's about speed. Okay. 1G is slow, 2G, the more G's you have, the faster it goes. That matters because it's called latency. So on your phone, you wouldn't want to be like, hello, hi, how are you? You wouldn't want that. Well, you need more G's. So sub 1G would be like the old rotary phones. They're like, hi, how are you? You want it quick, and it's not only talking, but for GPS to work, you need at least 4G. Okay, so 5G also enables us going forward for amazing breakthroughs like medical breakthroughs where you might be a billionaire, but there are people out there who are poor or middle class. They need an operation, and it can be done overseas or across the state or across the country, or a top doctor in California can operate on your loved one via robotics, via 5G. Now, there's different phases of 5G, but it makes things almost instantaneous. So if they operate a joystick in California, that robotic arm holds the scalpel, it's instant. There's no push, wait, go. Push, wait, go. It's just push, go. So that matters. And again, I get it. You'll never get an operation. But millions of people will be saved by 5G and the non-latency, basically. That's one of the big reasons why 5G is taking place. Also, you may never use an automated taxi, but millions of people are, and it's helping people. So automated robotic taxis operate on 5G and above. Okay, so you need that because you need instantaneous, real-time decisions from the robot, and only 5G and up can give us that. So this is why 5G towers are going on top of other things that are going to be happening. They're going to be amazing. So this is why 5G is so important. And this 5G has to go up in multiple locations, and you have to see these nodules more than the old school. And this is another thing that people are going to be like, well, they're all over the place. It's blasting radiation. That's not true. Because they're all over the place, okay, the frequency is shorter, so the cell phone and the tower don't have to work as hard, actually. Now, let's talk about when you're saying you're getting blasted from this radiation. Okay, so this is where people get it wrong. All right? Yes, there's radiation from a cell phone tower, but you can't say, oh, I got you. Right. No. But what type of radiation? That's the key. Okay, that's the key. So it's not that it's radiation. That's not the issue. It's what type of radiation. It would be analogous to saying, like, I don't know, oh, he punched me. Okay, well, a punch is a punch? No. What kind of punch? Was it Mike Tyson punching you? Or was it your 2-year-old punching you? And that's the same thing here. What type of radiation? Okay, is it non-ionized or ionized? Ionized is Mike Tyson. Non-ionized is your 2-year-old. Well, guess what? Hold your ears. Wait for it. 5G is non-ionized, meaning it's a baby punch. Okay? Ionized, Mike Tyson radiation can hurt you, and that is the sun. Okay? CT scans. That's massive ionized radiation. Okay? There are other types of radiation that are ionized. Okay, that can blast through you. X-rays are like that, right? But non-ionized, 5G, your cell phone, the wireless earbuds, that's non-ionized. Now, what does non-ionized mean? I just alluded to it with ionized. Ionized can blast through your cell walls, okay? Non-ionized is a baby punch. It can't blast through your cell walls. That's non-ionized. So, again, 5G is non-ionized, okay? Earbuds, cell phone, non-ionized. Now, everything emits radiation. everything emits radiation. So it's not this emits radiation, that doesn't. Everything emits radiation. Even foods emit radiation. The living room you're in, the dining room you're in, the ground you're walking on right now emits radiation. Everything emits radiation. Dirt emits radiation. Okay, the sun emits radiation. Your television emits radiation. This little phone, this little transistor radio emits radiation. Everything emits radiation. Okay, so it's the type of radiation that matters. So it's non-ionized, good. Ionized, bad. Although even ionized is good. God forbid you need to get a CT scan, an X-ray, right? That saves lives. It is ionized though. The sun is ionized radiation, but we need the sun. No sun, we all die. So you got to know the difference between ionized and non-ionized, okay? So, fun fact, 5G radio waves are on the opposite end of the spectrum. They simply don't have enough punch, like I just talked about, okay? So let's talk about this. The more antenna thing, right? The reality is it's actually the opposite. So because 5G cells are closer to you, your phone doesn't have to work as hard, okay? Also, the World Health Organization, okay, and the CDC also compare. People often point out that the CDC and the WHO, said that RF radiation was or is a group 2B carcinogenic. They like to point to that, like, oh, WHO said this, right? And that, okay, but you got to put things in context, okay? The group 2B as in boy means possible carcinogenic, not guaranteed, which sounds crazy until you know this, okay? Aloe vera, you wipe it on yourself, aloe vera is also a group 2 possible carcinogenic, okay? Pickled vegetables, pickles, kimchi, okay, is also a possible group 2B carcinogenic. So, you got to take that with a grain of salt. I mean, we're not going to eat pickled foods now. We're not going to use aloe vera. So, I mean, but there's also no proven link. So if someone isn't afraid of a jar of pickles, then they shouldn't be afraid of 5G. So it's not that, there's just not enough evidence for that, okay? So now, there's also been decades of pre-testing. Okay, these firms, Verizon, etc., they don't just willy-nilly do shit, okay? Now, you have to remember this. Billionaires use 5G. Now, you may make the argument, oh, they don't care about the poor people. Okay, for certain things. See, billionaires and millionaires are using 5G. So clearly, they wouldn't want to hurt themselves. You know what I mean? So the conspiracy theory here is a little bit, so yeah, if it's good enough for the rich people, it's good enough for the poor people in this particular case. So that's another thing you got to think of, okay? So it's not some brand new technology. It's been tested and tested and tested. And by the way, I mean, you may say, yeah, but cancer's going up nowadays because cancer's more, it's around more. Hey, hundreds of years ago, there was no cancer. That's fucking stupid, okay? That doesn't even make sense. There's more detection of cancer nowadays because we have things called x-rays, medical tests, colonoscopies, ultrasounds. We can find we can find cancers through radiation, actually. Again, x-rays can find cancer. Ultrasound, which is not radiation, can find cancer. But we find more cancers today because we have better detections. Remember in the 1500s, they didn't have ultrasound and colonoscopies and CT scans and MRIs, which is magnetic. It's not radiation. But anyways, so yes, it seems like there's more cancer today. That's because we have better technologies to detect it. Where years ago, people would die, but I don't know, they just died because they're old. No, they died of a cancer. They just didn't know they had it because there was no such thing as an ultrasound. They would have caught it if they had it back then. So also you may say, hey, the food, blah, 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 blah. True, if you're eating shit food, but that's another conversation. But also people are sedentary nowadays. 100 years ago, people got up their ass and moved. Correlation is not necessarily causation. And you can't say because more people are, quote unquote, getting cancer today, then it has to be 5G. Prove it. So that's why it's not, we know for a proof that 5G, again, is non-ionized radiation. So, no. Okay. So that's how that works. There's been intense studies, okay? Now, here's a fun little thing, okay? This flashlight right here, okay? This flashlight right here, okay, is a higher frequency of radiation than 5G, okay? So if 5G could cause cancer, then a simple flashlight like this would be a deadly weapon, okay? So which we obviously know isn't, okay? But everything emits radiation. Again, it's the type, it's the frequency. So 5G is fine, okay? Now, again, everything emits radiation though, right? So, but if 5G or cell phones were a problem, there'd be a lot more brain tumors out there. Come on, right? So, and it's not that there's not radiation. There is radiation, but again, it's what type, what kind. Okay, put in the comment section below. Don't put the tinfoil hat on, but like read, study physics, and that's really what's going to lead us. Okay, but yeah, you shouldn't be worried about your health. It's fine. 5G is fine, and now you know why the towers are up there. You know why they're developing 5G. They're not developing 5G just to do something to fucking jerk around. It's to make corporations billions, but for what? To make lives better. You like your cell phone? You don't like it, and you're so worried, get rid of your cell phone, go back to a rotary phone. You know what I mean? I mean, you like GPS, you like certain foods, it's so anyways, but yes, there are radiations that you have to watch out for, like the sun, also the what do you call it? Radiation that comes from the ground. That's a problem. What do they call that radiation when it comes from the ground? It can cause lung cancer. You know the radiation I'm talking about. Put it in the comment section below. What is the name of that cancer? You didn't even watch this point. Let's find out. What's the name of that cancer? What's the name of that radon? Radon comes from the ground. That can cause cancer because that's ionized radiation. So in your certain parts of the country or the world, radon comes from off the ground, and some places are higher than others. Anyways, like, subscribe. Tony's Topics. Bye. 5G is fine. Bye.